Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are excited to see our religious education service today. I know the kids have worked very hard to prepare, and so has our Director of Lifespan Religious Education, Beth Curtis. I would like to introduce you to our Wistful Wassailers as they come on stage. They will be singing our opening music, Here We Come A-Wassailing.
Who here sings along to Christmas carols this time of year? Joyfully raise your hands. I knew it. Well, imagine going door to door, singing your favorite Christmas carols, and in return, getting yummy treats, perhaps a few coins, perhaps some hot spiced apple cider to warm you up. Sounds kind of like trick-or-treating, only for elves or something, right? Well, this is one meaning of wassailing. Wassailing goes back to the Middle Ages, primarily Great Britain. bands of peasant folks, villagers, would go around town singing Christmas songs and end up at the manor house singing and wishing the lord and lady and the children of the manor good health. In exchange, the lord and lady would send out baked treats, perhaps a few coins to distribute, and wassail in a wassail bowl. Wassail is actually the drink served when you go wassailing or Christmas caroling in this tradition. It's commonly associated with hot, spiced cider, but it also could be mulled wine, sometimes with a little bit of whiskey or something like that. And it was served in a wooden wassail bowl that was made of very dense wood. But commonly, the new traditional wassail bowl is a crock pot. When I was young, my friends and I would go wassailing door to door, singing Christmas carols to our friends and neighbors. It was really fun. And honestly, we used to get quite a few cookies and sometimes some cocoa if they knew we were coming. But then later, we would go to one of our houses and drink wassail, the warmed apple spice cider, although by that point we were pretty full. And what made it wassailing, what I consider to be the true meaning of wassailing, is that we got to see everyone in our close-knit neighborhood and wish them a Merry Christmas. It was a very special time to wish everyone well, young and old, and they were truly happy to see us at their door, and we were happy to see them. She looks very happy, right? Excuse me. I really think wassailing gets a bad rap in Christmas carols. I mean, if we think about it, singing a song in exchange for a treat, a few coins, or an alcoholic beverage, it sounds a bit transactional. But our neighborhood tradition truly fell within the spirit of love and community. In our neighborhood, singing carols door to door was really, for us kids, finding a way to give back to all the moms and dads and neighbors who looked out for us year after year and lent our moms cups of sugar and helped my dad repair the shed roof, shared the extra green beans and flowers from their garden. We were our own beloved community. The spirit of our wassailing was not dissimilar to our potluck last night, where everybody brought what they could, what they were best at, and together it made for an amazing meal and a wonderful night. The spirit of our wassailing was not dissimilar to what we do here every Sunday and beyond. We offer each other our best that we have to offer. We give when and in ways in which we can. And we hold each other up in our love and community because as BBUUC congregants, young and older, that's just what we do. It's not transactional. It's reciprocal giving and generosity. And reciprocal means, like our hymn, "From you I receive, to you I give," that we do give not because we have to, but because we want to. And wassailing was just one way of us kids showing our love. So today, in our holiday family service, we're going to explore what wassail and wassailing is all about and why we should carry on the tradition, if not in practice, then at least in our hearts. I now invite the song leaders up, and let's rise in body or spirit as we sing the first hymn, "Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly." It's a joyful song about Christmas caroling. the lyrics of which you will find on the slide above. And remember, as Buddy the elf would say, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
Welcome, everyone, to Buckman Bridge Unitarian Universalist Church, or BBUUC for short. My name is Hannalora Chapple, and I will be your youth worship leader this morning. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with us this morning, especially during this cheerful holiday season. Whether you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or anything else, or maybe nothing at all, this is a place where we can gather together in joy and unity. If this is your first time visiting, thank you. I hope you enjoy our service today. If you are new to Unitarian Universalism, feel free to stop by the entryway, and you can pick up some literature about our faith. And while you're there, we invite you to grab a name tag so that we may get to know you by name. We also offer regular Learn About Us classes for those who want to learn more about our church and our denomination. And I would like to invite everyone in the back of the sanctuary afterwards for coffee, snacks, and conversations. At this time, please make sure your electronic devices are silenced so that our service may be distraction-free. You know it's important because it rhymes. Being Unitarian Universalists, we are connected by our UU values. And here at BBUUC, we are also connected by our covenant, our promise to one another. I would like to ask everyone to please recite our congregational covenant along with me. The words are printed in your order of service. We covenant to engage one another with honesty, kindness, and respect, to value diversity, seek understanding of our differences, and to practice gracious accountability with care, love, and empathy. We make these promises to those who are here and those yet to come, so that we may be a safe, welcoming, and beloved community of acceptance, learning, and transformation. I would like to invite Sean Fennell forward to light our chalice this morning. Today's words are by Carl Seberg. Let there be joy in our coming together this morning. Let there be truth heard in the words we speak and the songs we sing. Let there be help and healing for our disharmony and despair. Let there be silence for the voice within us and beyond us. Let there be joy in our coming together. But we are far from done lighting candles yet. Of course, we have Advent. Advent is a season of waiting, of expectation, and of longing. On this third Sunday of Advent, we light one more candle on our wreath, the candle that represents joy. How is it, you might wonder, that we can celebrate joy in a world where there's so much suffering as well? Isn't that contradictory? It's an exercise of faith to address the unknown, which can also be called the not yet known. Advent is a season of watchfulness. We listen and keep vigil for the promise of things to come. We speak and sing about the promise of the not yet manifest as reflected in words of familiar hymns. O come, Emmanuel. People looked east, the time is near, love the guest is on the way. There's a star in the east, it will lead you. These are songs of the hopeful, songs of faith. These hymns encourage us to enter and consent to the practice of opening to possibility. Joy is one of the qualities that, if not yet present within us, will come to us in its own time. This light of joy, then, doesn't require you to experience joy now, today, or in your immediate surrounding. Instead, it's a reminder to wait for it with faithfulness that overshadows pain and cynicism. May the lighting of this candle bring us patience, grant us faith, and draw us closer to joy. Thank you, Sean. In high joy and spirits, I ask us all to rise in body or spirit to sing our call to worship. The lyrics are printed in your order of service. Our church consists of many things. The people, which bring in community, community, which feeds generosity, generosity, which strengthens our building, and our building, which protects our people, and so on and so forth in a reoccurring cycle. Every aspect matters, and we are so thankful for whoever and however you choose to give. We offer many ways to help support our congregation, like the QR code in your order of service, or the donate link on our website at BBUUC.org. But of course, we also have the passing of plates. I would like to invite Jessica Selby and Jamie Cuneo up to collect our plates this morning. And after they have been collected, I'll ask you all to please rise in body or spirit to sing our offertory hymn, number 123, Spirit of Life. I would like to call the Wistful Wassailers back up to sing We Wish You a Merry Christmas.
We Wish You a Merry Christmas is again a song about wassailing. And I've always thought that the lines, bring me some figgy pudding, bring it right here. I won't go until I get some, so bring it right here, were the strangest lines in any Christmas carol ever written. It sounds like a demand, no, extortion. So that's a bit of a more adult joke, but what it basically means is we wish you a Merry Christmas also gives wassailing a bad rap. I think it was meant to be funny. I don't know. We won't go till we get some is kind of funny in a Christmas song. And although we won't have any figgy pudding here today, we will have wassail for you to try after the service. And John Wrightington has made us some old-fashioned tarts of the type that should be even better than figgy pudding. The word wassail comes from Old English wassail, which translates to be whole or be of good health. It's said that the term was coined by a woman named Rowena, who was offering her husband, the Saxon invader, King Benediction, a toast to good health. And she said, Wassail, be whole or be of good health. And that stuck. Now notice I used the word toast. When you toast someone, you drink to their health. The word toast has a strange association with the wine they used to drink back then. So get this, in the Middle Ages, England wasn't really producing the kind of wine that we all enjoy now. It was pretty meh. So they used to flavor wine with different things, and one of the flavorings, strangely enough, go figure, was darkened toast. And somehow, when you drink to someone's health now, it's become known as toasting, but it also became part of the wassailing tradition, the toast. And I'll tell you about that in a little bit. So far, we have several meanings of wassail. Wassail is a drink. Wassailing means to go Christmas caroling, wishing people well and holiday cheer through song. To wassail a person means to toast them, wassail, wishing them good health. But there's a fourth meaning of wassailing, which is much older and much less known. Since very early times, Southwest England has been known for its apple orchards, and many people made their livings by turning apples to apple cider. Well, we all know that before Christianity came to Great Britain, most of the people practiced pagan religions and traditions. And a big part of those traditions was to honor and celebrate the earth and plants and animals from which they got their food and made their living. They were very earth-centric and did a very good job at recognizing and honoring the interconnected web of existence of which we all are a part. So it's not surprising that the ciderers of Southwest England would honor and pay tribute to their apple trees. Tree wassailing, which is singing to and drinking to the health of your orchard, is to this day performed during the Yule season. In fact, the children's skit today will be presenting a very old story that has been passed down by oral tradition, and it depicts the pagan tradition of tree wassailing, carried forth into Christian times as they wassail their apple orchard on Christmas Eve to ensure the orchard's continue health and production. We'll also meet the apple tree man. Not this apple tree man, but rather the spirit of the orchard. Another interesting thing that comes up in our skit today is a very old European Christian belief that animals can talk on Christmas Eve. It was said that the night that Jesus was born, God gave the manger animals the ability to talk so that they could rejoice in Christ's birth. And that ability to talk on Christmas Eve continued so that they could spread the good word. This is usually related to manger animals like ox and donkey and sheep. I haven't found any mention of camels, for instance, having this ability, but it's a European belief and there aren't many camels in Europe. In addition, we'll hear about the unusual custom of a younger son inheriting his father's land. Like most costume dramas, we know that historically, inheritance, that is, the land that belongs to a man who dies, usually goes to the oldest son, or used to go to the oldest son. Well, I looked this up, and apparently the tradition in this part of England, in this period of time, much earlier than Jane Austen, inheritance was actually given to the youngest son. Okay, I think that is everything you have to know for this story to make sense. R.E. presents The Apple Tree Man, a wassailing story. I will now call up the brothers, the ox, and the donkey, please.
Wassail, wassail all over the town. Our toast it is white, and our ale it is brown. Our bowl it is made of the white maple tree. With a wassailing bowl we'll drink to thee, drink to thee, drink to thee. We'll
Back in what we call the Midland Ages, there was a farmer with a large farm in Somerset, England. The property was so sizable that the family rented out smaller parcels of land to other farmers who farmed it. The old farmer ran the estate with the help of his 2 sons. The oldest son, be a kind and gentle, hard-working young man. But the younger son, he was selfish and lazy and jealous of his older brother, whom everyone did like. When the father done died, the youngest son inherited the land. You're happy. There you go. As was the custom in those oldie days. The younger brother, we'll now call him YB, didn't like his older brother, who we'll call OB for older brother, and wanted to kick them off. But to honor his father's wishes, youngest let him stay in an old cottage on the far side of the property. Youngest warned his other kin never to speak to OB again, or they'll be disowned. Okay, younger brother can sit down. OB's house came with a barn and an apple orchard and 2 animals, a donkey and an ox. Only problem is, house and barn about ready to fall down. Only problem is, donkey has a bad leg. And the only problem is that the old ox is so skinny, he's pretty much gone down to anatomy. Gnarled old apple trees that no longer produced fruit were all that remained of the orchard. And what's more, youngest brother charges oldest a high rent for the pleasure of living there. I'd like the wise women to get ready. But OB loved his father's land and decided to stay and make the best of things. He soon met neighbors who also rented the neighboring farms. To his great fortune, he met a charming woman who just started renting the farm next to his with her father. Word was that she was as wise in the old ways as anyone around. She had been farming for just 1 season, and already her crops and animals were thriving. As older brother set about making repairs, fixing a cleanup of the house and barn, and taking care of the animals the best he could, the kindly neighbor woman from the next farm came to join him for a few hours every week. She was showing OB how to grow vegetables for the animals and how to make and rub herb poultices on the lame donkey's leg and the wounds on the back of the old ox. And she taught OB the healing words. And what happened next? Well, the ox's coat starts gleaming in the morning sun. He stands straighter and strongish. And the donkey picks himself up and starts walking smart again. Neighbor woman then instructed OB to put the beasties out to pasture to eat the grass and weeds that had overrun the old orchard. So everyone now proceeds to the old orchard, and apple tree man, I need you to take your place. Together, OB and the woman carefully clipped the dead branches from the dry old apple tree. And because, well, ox and donkey dropped their own nutrients on the soil, the leaves of the apple tree started flourishing a marvel. Good job. I'll tell. A few buds they saw form in the spring, small white petals that would turn into fat apples come harvest. Now I need OB, the donkey, and the ox to come back to the barn. And YB, please get ready. And the lovely woman can take a seat. The seasons pass, and OB harvested his first year's crop, which was small, but his neighbors would help him along with food over the winter in exchange for him repairing their fences and other work that could be done between the snows. He was able to create a very small batch of cider, a drink that the area is known for. When Christmas time come round, the older brother misses his father very much. Younger brother sent no invitation to be with the family. So on the day of Christmas Eve, OB made special meals for his donkey and ox in the barn where they resided. And he sat down to drink some cider. He was, he was worrying about how to pay the rent that was due in the new year. Now suddenly, the barn door swung open. And who do you think it was? The younger brother, dressed in the fineries of a gentleman, stood in front of OB. "What's this?" YB asked. "Whose healthy beasties are these? Where did you get the money to fix up your barn? I hope none of our other kith be helping you, or they will pay. But never mind that, for it's Christmas Eve and I'm here on an exceptional mission." Obi was hopeful that the exceptional mission would be to collect him and bring him to the family Christmas celebrations. Oh, but he would be disappointed. YB went on, "I have heard a tale that great treasure be buried amongst the old trees of your pathetic orchard, and no one knows exactly where. Well, I've been thinking that perhaps your beasties could tell me, for 'tis Christmas Eve, and all know that beasties like these can talk at midnight on the holiest of nights, and they cannot tell lies. So tonight I will find out from these worthless beasts where the treasure is, and I will find it even if I must tear every wretched tree from the ground." So, as it was many hours until midnight, when the animals could talk, the youngest helps himself to OB's cider and then promptly drank himself into a stupor and fell asleep in the hay. Whereupon, oldest heard a quiet knock on the barn door, and in swung the smiling neighbor, adorned in her winter woolens, the finest she has. She saw the younger brother asleep, and she whispered to OB, "Come, we must be wassailing the trees tonight." She spied the cup in YB's hand. "Oh, I fear he hasn't finished all the cider, for we will need some." "I know," replied OB. "I had some set aside here, but I'm confused as to why we need cider, unless it's to keep ourselves warm." She reached for the remaining cider and took the cup out of YB's hand. They stopped at the small house to warm it. Over here. And she added spices from her satchel, which she had to go back to her house to get. And once the cider was warm and inviting, They proceeded into the dark, quiet orchard. I need Austin to take his place. And the ox and donkey? Okay, you're comfortable. Oh, and younger brother, you look really comfortable. As they traipsy through the snow, the wise woman pulled tin pots and pans out of her sack and started clanging them and making a racket that was sure to scare even the fairy folk away. She cried, "Wassail, wassail," and handed a pot to O.B. "We must scare away the evil spirits that live in the orchard and awaken the trees to remind them that spring be not so far away as it seems." He laughed and followed her through the trees, clanging away until they stopped at the largest of all the apple trees, which is over there. After putting the pots down, she then grabbed brown toast from her sack, laying it at the base of the tree. "We will toast to the health of the oldest apple tree in the orchard, and will pour its own cider on its roots. For this is where the apple tree man, the spirit of the entire orchard, lives. We must wish him good health so that he makes lots of fine apples for our cider in the coming year. Wassail, be whole, be well, old apple tree, wassail." And then the wise woman did sing a fine wassailing tune.
Old apple tree will wassail thee, and hoping thou wilt bear, the Lord shall know what we shall need to be merry another year. So grow well and so bear well and so merry let us be. Let everybody lift up a cup. Here's health to the old apple tree.
And with that, they poured the mug of cider around the roots of the old tree. And to their bewilderment, the old tree trunk began to open up, and an old man stepped out of it. Obie rubbing his eyes, wondering if he had had a bit too much cider. "Who are you?" he asked. The neighbor woman, stunned, elbowed him in the side. The old man said, "I'm the apple tree man. I'm the spirit of the orchard, and I always be lodgin' in the oldest tree. I wanted to visit with you tonight and thank ye for the drink of cider, and tell ye that the apple trees be very happy with the way you've taken care of them this year, and they'll be doing their best to produce apples for you in the coming year." Obie smiled with tenderness. It's been a pleasure tending these trees," he said, but his face then saddened. "Unfortunate like, this probably be the last year I'll be living here, so's to tend the orchard. My brother's demanding a very high rent, and I haven't the money. So looks like I must be finding somewhere else to live." Apple Tree Man patted O.B. on the back, and with a slyish smile, he said, "Ah, lad, have no worry. You won't have to leave. Just be digging down between me roots, where you've poured the cider, and you'll be finding a box of gold. It'll be enough to be paying your rent for many years to come. But pray, tell not a soul about it." Obie promised and thanked the apple tree man, who disappeared back into the tree trunk. Obie found a trowel and dug between the roots, being careful not to harm the old tree. Careful. He pulled out a box filled with gold coins. It contained more wealth than he had ever seen. Obie, not knowing what to do, started hugging the tree, thanking the apple tree man who lived inside. Now we're going to go back to see what's happening in the barn. So I needed the ox and donkey to stand up in their stall. Obie and the lovely wise woman can sit for a moment. You too, Austin. Thank you. At midnight on Christmas Eve, Wybie awoke to find himself in the barn. Donkey and ox are looking at the youngest with amused grins. That is, if donkeys and oxes can grin. "Okay, me beasties, where be it? I want to know where the gold be," demanded the younger brother. The two animals looked at each other and broke into hearty har-hars. Laughing away, the donkey said, "Hey, ox, this man's looking for the gold." Ox threw back his head and bellowed some more. "He'll never find it because someone else has taken it already." And they both laughed again. Wybie, knowing that animals who talk on Christmas Eve cannot lie, stomped around the barn and shouted in anger, "Well, who be taking the gold then? And where can I find them? That be my gold. Tell me who took it." But the animals just closed their eyes and went back to mute silence. For the beasties who can talk on Christmas Eve can also choose not to. Wybie stomped around in a rage, but didn't see that the donkey had turned himself around and give him a kick so mighty that Wybie flew across the barn and landed on his arse. Then Wybie got up, knowing it was useless, and went back home. I now need Obie and the lovely wise woman up. Obie and the neighbor woman returned to the barn where they carefully hid the treasure beneath the floorboard. And a few days later, Obie paid his rent, as he did for many years to come. Obie worked hard all winter, making the house and barn larger, and then helping the neighbor woman's barn as well. Soon, Obie and the wise woman, realizing their friendship be blossoming into love, made plans to be wed. She brought all the animals from her barn to Obie's farm. So I now need to invite all of the animals in the audience to come up, and you're all going to take bells. So come on up. That's awesome. Oh, and the bridal party should go get ready. Yeah, off stage. Okay, awesome. And the Wistful Wassailers can also join if they would like. Okay. And the apple tree man? Awesome. We got everyone. Obie and the wise and lovely neighbor be wedded on Christmas Eve. They had a small ceremony in the orchard at midnight where they wassailed the trees so that the apple tree man could be there when they joined their hearts together. Then they sang a befitting wassail song to toast the health and happiness of each other, their neighbors, their animals, the orchard, and the apple tree man. Now I invite everyone to sing the wassail song, "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," the lyrics of which are on the screen. And you guys accompany the song because it's snowing and we like to hear the bells. Okay, I want everyone to take a bow and then bring back your bells to Mr. Ryland and drop them off over there. So what did you think of the fourth meaning of wassail? Tree wassailing. A ceremony that involves waking up an apple tree, then singing to it, then pouring apple juice on its roots might sound a little wacky if you're not familiar with it. But any ceremony that involves recognizing and showing gratitude for the earth, nature, and its gifts makes perfect sense to me. I do admit, though, I'm not sure I understand the toast part of the tradition, but I'm sure it had meaning in its day. However, in pouring apple cider on the tree's roots, we directly acknowledge, look, tree, you gave me this huge gift of apples. This is the fruit of your limbs, and this is what I did with it, and it's amazing. And I share this gift with you, apple tree, to honor you and to thank you. Wassail, I wish you continued health. In our skit, the apple tree man thanked the farmer for his loving care over the orchard and rewarded him, not only with gold, but with the promise of an abundant harvest. This story reinforces the idea of mutual generosity that should be inherent in our relationship with nature. Wassailing is a tradition that might be dying out in everyday practice, and that makes me a little sad, because wassailing, be it acknowledging someone, and toasting to their well-being, or bringing holiday cheer to those of our community by way of songs and carols, or thanking apple trees, symbolic of all nature for its abundant gifts, is tradition steeped in ceremony. And ceremony helps focus our attention. And in attention, we can derive intention and practice. So let us keep the spirit of wassailing, which is of love, community, and generosity, in our hearts this holiday season.
I would like to call Sean Fennell back up to extinguish our chalice and candles today. Our closing words are by Kathy Huff. Our time in this place may have ended, but our connection to each other and this community remains. Together, may we walk the path of justice, speak words of love, live the selfless deed, trod gently upon the earth, and fill the world with compassion. Until we meet again, blessed be, namaste, amen, and may it be so.